Hello, this is Maddie77 at Bottom Feeders Incorporated. Just a warning, you're only going to see the title screen. There will be no gameplay. I've been having issues with adding vocal tracks after the fact with SHAREfactory, and until I fix that, I need to do something. I'm not just going to talk to a blank screen, but I'm reading an essay, so I can't play at the same time. So this is the solution for the moment. That's warning one. Warning two will come within, as you will see in a second. So this is part two of Deep Thoughts on Shallow Subjects, Essays on Metal Gear. Big Boss and the Evolution of a Villain. This essay has major spoilers, not just of the Metal Gear series in general, but also game-end story-important spoilers for Phantom Pain. They may come at any time, as I am writing this to the understanding that anyone watching this video has already played or is at least familiar with all the story points, spoilers or not. One of the biggest complaints about the series is people waiting for the big moment when Big Boss becomes evil. I propose there is no moment, and it makes the character better and more realistic because of it. Big Boss is not a mustache-twirling Saturday morning cartoon character. At his worst, at the end of Metal Gear 2's Solid Snake, he has reached his goal, a nation-state of soldiers. His bad guy quotient mostly coming from use of child soldiers and blackmailing the world so he can create a perpetual war for his nation state to control and participate in. He starts in the 60s as Naked Snake, not as much good or bad, more just a loyal soldier. By the end of the game, he has to kill the boss, his mentor and the woman he loved for America. With the added gut kick that she has remained loyal to America, her going traitor and dying a ruse engineered to keep America out of a nuclear war. That is when Snake breaks, and the only motivation you really need. He vows to make a nation of soldiers, loyal only to themselves, where war is perpetual and the nation serve them, not the other way around, which is where Peace Walker picks up. That's really not that far away from where he is into, just without the child soldiers and other big evil stuff. But that all happens too. Peace Walker begins when Snake, mostly trying to be noble, allowing Kaz to take care of the business side of things, but wanting to make sure they are mostly on the quote-unquote right side of conflicts and fighting for virtuous causes. However, by the end of the game, he is already using child soldiers. I mean, what do people think Chico is? And hiding nukes. Never mind building his own Metal Gears. He also really and willingly by that. He's also ready and willing by that point to embrace the Big Boss moniker, after initially rejecting it because it was given to him by the American government after killing the boss. By the time Phantom Pain rolls around, which is the game people felt would be the missing link, it needs no revelation because by that point not only has he used child soldiers, had nukes and Metal Gears, all in Peace Walker mind you, but he also turns his medic into a body double to take the heat off and spread his legacy. While he dicked off to create Zanzibar Land, his eventual stronghold that Solid will infiltrate in Metal Gear 2. You're not missing a villain turn because you have been watching one man's descent in Gaiman's version of real time. And it's actually more believable and realistic, since Big Boss has more in common with an African warlord or a tin pot South American dictator in real life than he ever did to most evil villains in video game material. His story is not of a good man gone bad, but more an illustration of how the road to hell is paved with good intentions. His motivations from the end of 3 all the way up to Metal Gear 2 always remain the same. It's what he is willing to do that changes. The fact his morals and ethics get thrown to the wind to achieve his end goal is his villainy. So I don't understand the drive for a turning point or defining moment when it's all in the material and has achieved one of the most understandable and fully fleshed out characters out of what was once just an end boss. So there, you have my opinion on the matter, both so I can set the record straight, but also because understanding my point of view is essential to my viewpoint on the other games and all I plan on talking about related to them. Between the first essay and this, I've gotten sort of my history of Metal Gear and how I feel a big boss out of the way, so going forward the essay should be a little bit longer and more in depth. This has been Matty77 with deep thoughts on shallow subjects, essays about Metal Gear. Join us next Friday when I talk about the impact of the entire franchise from a gameplay standpoint. And until then, have a